Thank you. Well, we're all about to get the hook, so I'm going to get us down to the end. Tell us your New Year's resolution for 2008. We're going to start with Senator Clinton and just go down the line, and you have 30 seconds.
Well, my New Year's resolution is multi-part, as you might guess. You know, I have a lot of things that I think about resolving, and you know, there are personal sides to it. Obviously, spending time with my family, trying to do what some of my colleagues do religiously, and that's exercise. But I'm also resolved to do the very best job I can in this campaign, to rebuild the optimism and confidence of the American people, to run a campaign that Democrats can be proud of and that independents and Republicans can support, and then to go into the White House with the country behind me and ready to serve.
Thank you. Senator Edwards.
To remember that in the midst of political hoopla, the glorification of politicians and presidential candidates, that somewhere in America tonight a child will go to bed hungry. Somewhere in America tonight a family will have to go to the emergency room and beg for health care for a sick child. That somewhere in America today, a father who's worked for 30 or 40 years to support his family will lose his job. And that's what's at stake in this election. What's not at stake are any of us. All of us are going to be just fine, no matter what happens in this election. But what's at stake is whether America is going to be fine.
Senator Dodd.
Well, again, the motivation of standing before you today and running for the presidency, I want to see our country regain its optimism and its confidence, its sense of hope about its future. I want to see us regain our moral authority around the world. I'm deeply saddened today that instead when you say the word Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo, we've moved from a generation where the word Nuremberg used to mean something. And I want to see us come back again to that wonderful sense about our future, that our best days are in front of us, not behind us. Obviously, to spend as much time as you can with your family. And then lastly, I have a New Year's wish that Iowans caucus, and you caucus correctly on January 3rd.
Who is that for, Chris?
Governor.
Well, my New Year's resolution is one that I have every year, and that's to lose weight, and I'm going to do it again. But, you know, that's on a personal level. But, you know, I wish, this is what I wish. I wish that the Congress and the President end their dysfunctional relationship and address the problems that affect this country, health care, ending the war, torture, you know, energy. It just seems that everything they do, nothing ever happens. And my last request is that I continue to stay positive. I think that we should, as Democratic candidates, stay positive, be optimistic, not tear each other down.
Thank you.
The American people want to see us together debating the major issues affecting the country.
Thank you. Senator Biden.
I make the same one every year. Remember where I came from. You know, everything your whole life can change in a split second. Things are always beyond your control. And I just, every year, make a resolution to try to remember what it was like when things were really bad, so that I treat my family, treat my colleagues, treat everybody the way they should be treated when things are good. But just remember where you came from.
Thank you. Senator Obama.
Well, I want to be a better father, be a better husband, and I want to remind myself constantly that this is not about me, what I'm doing today. It's an enormous strain on the family. And, you know, yesterday I went and bought a Christmas tree with my girls. And we had about 2 hours before I had to fly back to Washington to vote. And the only reason that is worth that sacrifice is if somehow my participation in public life is having a broader impact on their lives and the lives of children all across the country. And so I have to constantly remind myself not to be timid, not to be distorted by the fears of losing in order to make a real difference in the lives of the American people.
Thank you. We're going to have one last question before we close, and we'll go back down the line. You all have spent an extraordinary amount of time in Iowa, and there is a lot of debate about Iowa's role in this process. What are the lessons from Iowa? 20 seconds, Senator Clinton.
Well, I want to thank the people of Iowa because it's been a wonderful experience for me. I've eaten my way across the state, had a great time at the state fair. I've met so many wonderful people, and I think the intimacy, the personal connection, the relationship building that I've experienced over this last year has just been extraordinary for me. And I will never forget the people of Iowa, and I hope that I will be a good president for those people who believed in me.
20 seconds, Senator Edwards.
Well, the Iowa caucuses are crucial for a very simple reason. Because instead of seeing us for a few seconds on television, the Iowa caucus goers see us up close in their living rooms and in town hall meetings, which means they can judge what I and they believe is crucial to the next president, which is having somebody who's honest and sincere and can be trusted, and having somebody who's driven in their gut by the fight to make sure that every single American, no matter where they live or the color of their skin, gets the same opportunity in this country.
Senator Dodd?
Well, aside from enjoying everything on a stick at the Iowa Fair, which is always a great joy here, the thing I think I've carried away the most is I love the independence and the notion that Iowans, I think this time, but historically as well, make up their own minds. I mean, they're being told all the time by people who spend here deciding what you're going to do on a caucus night, and you have proven over and over and over again, you make up your own minds, and that's a good thing for America.
Thank you. Governor?
Well, I've studied the history of the Iowa caucuses. What I like best about Iowans is you like underdogs. And you like to shake things up. You don't like the national media and the smarty pants that telling you who's going to be the next president. And just, I've been enormously enriched personally by my contact with Iowans. You're tough, you scrutinize, you look into our eyes and our hearts, you know the issues, and I've been privileged to be part of this process. Now I hope you vote for me.
Senator Biden?
Iowa deserves to be first. And the reason they do is because they take it so seriously. I've never met a group of people, whether in Maquoketa or Shenandoah or up in the north, wherever you are, people take it seriously. And you always treat us with respect. I've never walked out of a place without someone, even if not for me, saying, thank you for coming, Senator. You deserve to be first, and without you, this democracy's in trouble because it would all go to money.
Senator Obama?
Well, I think that the Iowa caucuses give people a chance to lift the hood and kick the tires and take us out for a test drive. But, you know, what I've been struck by is just the core decency of the American people. I think their instincts are good. Now, sometimes they don't get the information they need. But when they're presented with good choices, they make the right decision. There's a generosity of spirit there that I think the next president can tap. And I'm looking forward to doing well in the caucuses and looking forward to leading this country.
Thank you. And that wraps us up. You can find out more about this debate and yesterday's very exciting Republican debate at pbs.org and DesMoinesRegister.com. I want to thank all of the candidates for being here, as well as our broadcast partner, Iowa Public Television, the studio audience, and everyone at home. Happy holidays, everyone.